All right. How's it going, everyone? I'm almost finished with this piece. You won't believe what happened. I was recording, and you won't believe what happened. I was recording the other one, and as I was doing it, I gave some of my best spiel, and then I realized that it didn't record it. So I use my spiel now for just to remember that I did something cool, but it wasn't recorded, so I feel kind of like, a little sad about it. But it's okay. I got much more spiel. That wasn't the only spiel I got. It got me to think that no matter how much you want to control something, you can't. You know, there's always something. Not every single time, but life surprises you. Life surprises you with change, with you know. I heard this wonderful quote. Men. What is it? Men plans and God laughs. You know, God laughs. And I think it's so true. It's not every single time, but I think it is just in different ways. You know, it is every single time. It's just it doesn't look the same. It looks like you can control it. You know, you can control things. It doesn't mean you shouldn't want to strive to make things better and whatever. But there is a level of something that will not be controlled, and doesn't mean you shouldn't practice, you shouldn't work towards controlling it or towards making it better. It's just acknowledging that there's always something that that it's beyond you and it's okay. You know. And I'm not talking about error, okay? Because that wouldn't work if you're, I don't know, if you're flying airplanes. So it'd be like, oh, it's okay. Let's leave some room for. No, that wouldn't work then, right? But I'm talking about where you can get away with it. Let's call it that. You know, where you can get away with it, where you can allow for expression. It certainly wouldn't work if you're, people that are sending people to the moon, the NASA or whatever, to space. It's like, well, guys, I'm sure it was like that at some point, but there will be room for error. So, God be with you. Bye bye. Take care. Maybe there is. I don't know. Maybe there still is a lot room for error. But I always get a kick out of that because sometimes I used to be the over prepare guy, the guy who over prepared for everything. When I did a painting, it had to look perfect. Everything, the right size canvas, the right, tools for working. I had to have the right mood. This is one of the worst things that artists can do. AKA inspiration, AKA happiness. It doesn't work like that, guys. And I know that it's a touchy subject and many people get upset when I mention stuff like this. But hey, this is my spiel. You put yourself in there. I couldn't think of Michael Phelps, the swimmer, going and practicing and being like, I don't know, guys, I just don't feel it today. It just doesn't feel right today. Let's skip the day. I'll train tomorrow. Or I don't know. I love Celine Dion's voice. She was at Vegas. I don't know if she still is. I think she still is under contract in Vegas. So I think she performs like I don't know, maybe 2, 3 times a week or maybe more. Who knows? Maybe every day. I don't know. But most artists perform almost every day. You know, maybe they rest one day and then they take like a month vacation if they're lucky for the whole year, and then they work like every single day or every other day, but like intense work, right? Like true show up, you know. And I couldn't just imagine Celine Dion feeling, letting her feelings, like, oh, I got upset on traffic today. I got really pissed off because this guy cut me off. I'm gonna do horrible in my performance tonight. No, a pro doesn't do that. Of course not. You know, a pro will never let their emotions and so I try to look at people like that. What is being a pro? What is being someone who who is not shaken, even though circumstances change, even though things happen. The mic didn't work. I saw this performance by Radiohead. I love Radiohead. My wife and I are big fans. And we saw this performance on Coachella on YouTube because we couldn't go. We were working. We're preparing for a show, and we saw Radiohead perform, and then the audio went out, and Tom York, being Tom York, he's like nothing. Didn't lose a single beat. Didn't stop for a second and thought, what's going on? What you guys do this to me? You guys, life is so unfair. You guys are mean. How could you do this to me in this performance? How all those things that most people would normally say. I can't believe you did that to me. That's so unfair. You're such a bad person. You sound engineer. You're out to get me. No, of course not. If he acted like that, he would never have a chance of being Tom York. Even if he had the talent. But if he acted like that, he would have never had the chance to be Radiohead's frontman. It would be impossible, because in a performance, he would show his true colors, and his true colors would be very, very whiny, very weak, and they would be like, no, we can't have this person here because, it doesn't work. He can't perform. He doesn't have what it takes, or she, whatever. So I think it's interesting. For me, it's very interesting to see how pros respond. They don't react. Pros respond. And that to me is just it's like looking at a lion hunt. It's like looking at a lion, those Animal Planet documentaries of the lions, and it's like looking at a lion. When I see a pro responding, whether they're laying brick for a house, or they're singing an opera in front of, like Andrea Bocelli, in front of many people, or they're creating artwork. It doesn't matter. I love how pros respond. They're like, oh, okay, so they're nimble. They adjust themselves. They're like, I love history and finding out what big people in history were suffering through. What the uncomfortableness they had while they put a face that everything was fine, in order to perform. Not to perform for people. They weren't doing it for people. They were doing it because they were achieving their highest potential, their highest level as human beings. And I love seeing that. I love finding about little stuff like that, like how the war was going on, and you had Picasso, having this emotional challenges, right, and still being able to produce, or some generals. I like some of the old Mexican during the revolution years in Mexico. Some of the finest generals, they had this severe colds, or that happens everywhere, right? Or or they had a arthritis, very bad arthritis, and they were still out there, running and guiding the people, and it just, and people never found out about this, and if they did, it wasn't very noticeable because the generals didn't whine about it, even if they were probably in horrible pain, they needed to perform, and I just love that type of strength. That type of strength just it makes me realize how what the human power is able to achieve, what state of greatness we can achieve. And I'm not talking about by suppressing pain. I'm talking about performing and responding to life regardless of what life shoots us with, how life smacks us. We're able to respond. How women can be pregnant and have all these pains and still find love for their child in their tummy. Stuff like that. It blows me away. And we can say, well, we're conditioned that way. Maybe we are. Maybe that we can think about all the chemically things that are happening in our body, in our system, all the chemistry that is making that happen. But it makes me think, maybe we became like that, because we had to be better. Just like now, like I mentioned in another video, we don't smoke in airplanes. That didn't happen because someone was like, well, let's change the law. No, it didn't happen because of that. It was an awareness. It was a collective awareness that we all got united and said, maybe that doesn't work. And even the smokers were like, yeah, maybe that doesn't work there. So it's a collective intelligence. It's collective awareness. And I just think it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. We're on to good things, guys. We're on to good things, regardless of what things look like. I think we're on to good things. Take care, and I hope you guys enjoy this partial part of the painting. I'm sorry that the other part got erased, but you guys got to see some cool stuff and hear some awesome stories. Take care. Till next time. Bye-bye.